Very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. So, in the previous session, we discussed service costing. I hope you guys are thorough with what I have discussed till now. So, without wasting time, let's proceed further. I gave you guys a question homework as example number 5. Anyone ready with the answers? Good morning, Linga. Good morning, Geeta. Anyone ready with the answers? You guys tried solving this question? Anyone? Okay, Harsh, let me check. Very good. You are also getting the same answer, Shamli. So the answer is correct. Very good, Harsh and Shamli. Anyone having any doubts in example number 5? Your answers are correct. Total cost is sorry. Can you tell me the yearly cost? Very good, Shamli. The answer is correct. What is the cost per kilometer, Shamli? Very good, Mustafa. The answer is correct. The higher charges are 1.1 rupees 80 paisa per kilometer. Rabari. Good morning, Miss Harsh Kaur. Are you ready with the answer? Very good, Harsh Mishra. I think example number 5 is related to taxi. Himanshu. Higher charges means the revenue what the company is getting. Higher charges is the revenue. So revenue minus cost will be my profit, Rabari. What will be the total revenue, Himanshu, and total cost? Incorrect answer, Harsh Mishra. Example number 5, the effective cost per kilometer is incorrect. Anyone else ready with the answer? Yes, Diya Jain, Geeta, Disha, Linga, Nitya, Abhijit. You guys tried solving this question? Gunjan, Medha, Ria, Rohan, Prajyot, Jaya, anyone? Perfect answer, Shamli. Very good. Anyone else? It will be a part of cost sheet, Mustafa. It is incorrect, Miss Rabari. Okay, so I think I should solve this question because I've got incorrect answer from many students. Miss Kumudvalli, your answer is incorrect. Very good, Harsh. Now it is correct. Harsh Mishra, very good. So let's start with this example. Example number 5. Mr. Amit Gupta has started a transport business with a fleet of 10 taxis. The various expenses incurred by him are given below, wherein the cost of each taxi is 75,000. Salary of office staff is 1,500 per month. Salary of garage supervisor is 2,000 per month. Rent of garage is 1,000 per month. Driver salary per taxi is 400 rupees per month. Road tax and repairs per taxi per annum, it is 2,160. Insurance premium is 4% of the cost per annum. The life of a taxi is 3 lakh kilometer, and at the end of which it is estimated to be sold for 15,000 rupees. So herein the life is given in kilometers rather than years. A taxi run on an average 4,000 kilometer per month, of which 20% it runs empty. Petrol consumption is 9 kilometer per liter of petrol, costing rupees 6 rupees 30 paisa per liter. Oil and sundry expenses amounts to 10 rupees per every 100 kilometer. Calculate the effective cost of running a taxi per kilometer if the higher charges are 1 rupees 80 paisa per kilometer. Find out the profit that Mr. Amit may expect to make in the first year of operation. So let's start with example number 5. So when talking about depreciation, we can keep it as fixed or variable, but it is advisable to keep it variable. But alternatively, if you keep it fixed, you can write a footnote that says the taxi is running for fixed number of kilometers. So that's why I'm keeping it fixed. But alternatively, the better approach is to keep it as variable. So let's start with salary to office staff. Now, see, the question is asking us to calculate the profit for the year. The total profit for the year. It means they're talking about the profit for the year for all the 10 taxis. So let's start with fixed or standing cost. So salary of office staff is 1,500 per month. Salary of garage supervisor is 2,000 per month. Rent of garage is 1,000 per month. Driver salary per taxi is 400 per month. So 400 per month into 12 months into 10 taxis. This will be 48,000. Road tax and repair per taxi, it is 2,160. Now see, herein the repairs are given, but the road tax is also given. So we are keeping it under fixed only because road tax is a fixed cost and repairs are considered as maintenance cost, but they are given as a whole. So we'll be keeping it as a fixed cost only. So road tax and repair is 2,160. Now this road tax and repair is for per taxi. So for total 10 taxis, it will be 21,600. Insurance premium is 4% of the cost per annum. So the cost of taxi is 75,000 into 4% into 10 taxis. One second, guys. Now, Ms. Rabari, the answer is correct. So this will be 30,000. So we are done with all the fixed cost, I think. Now, variable cost or running cost. Let's start with depreciation first of all. $75,000 is the cost of the taxi. The scrap value is 15,000. The useful life is given in kilometers, that is 3 lakh kilometers, multiplied by the taxi that is running. So how much is the running? It is 4,000 kilometers per month. So it will be 4,000 for the month into 12 months in a year into the number of taxis are 10. So this will be 96,000. One of the students raised a query that how to calculate the depreciation. See here in general, the depreciation is fixed. In general, the depreciation is fixed, but herein depreciation is dependent upon the kilometers traveled. So that's why I'm keeping it as variable. Now next is petrol. Now see the petrol cost is how much? Petrol consumption is 9 kilometer per liter of per liter of petrol costing rupees 66 rupees 30 paisa. So now a particular taxi runs for 4,000 kilometers in the month into 12 months in a year into 10 taxis. So this is the total distance traveled. Now the taxi gives a mileage of rupees 9 kilometer per liter of petrol, and the cost of the petrol is 6 rupees 30 paisa. So this will be 3,36,000. Similarly, we can calculate the cost of oil and other sundry expenses also, that is rupees 10 for every 100 kilometer. So same way, 4,000 kilometers in a month into 12 months in a year into 10 taxis. Now what's the cost? Rupees 10 for every 100 kilometers traveled. It is advisable to keep it in variable only, Harsh Mishra. Let me check, Jaya. Just give me a minute. So let's calculate the total cost now. So this is the total cost to the company. Now the question is asking us to calculate the effective cost per kilometer. My total cost is 6,33,600. Now see, herein, let's calculate the effective kilometer. So 4,000 in a month into 12 months in a year into 10 taxis. Now see, very important part, the taxi runs 20% empty. So basically this 20% is what? My normal loss. And as I discussed in process costing also, the cost of normal loss is absorbed by balance units. Balance units, this is what we have discussed in process costing also. So this loss of 20% kilometer will be absorbed by balance 80% kilometer. So the product cost was inflated in process costing. So herein the per kilometer cost will be inflated because of this loss of 20%. So herein we'll be taking it as 80%. I'm writing the note also for your reference. Now let's prepare the statement of profit. Now when talking about the revenue, so 4,000 kilometers they are traveling, of which 20% it runs empty. So it's running for balance 80% kilometer, wherein we are getting some sort of fare into 12 months in a year, into 10 taxis, into the fare per taxi is 1 rupees 80 paisa. In short, 3,84,000 into 1 rupees 80 paisa. And my cost we have already calculated, that is 633,600. So balance will be my profit, that is 57,600. Again, the question was easy. The point is, this was the new part. So anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. Else, those who want to copy this part can copy. See, the total kilometers are 4,80,000, of which 20% it is running empty. That is, we are not getting any sort of fare from these 20% kilometer. We are getting from balance 80% kilometer, that is 3,84,000. So ultimately, 3,84,000 are the kilometers for we are getting some money. How much money we are getting? 1 rupees 80 paisa. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? In this question, the examiner is not going to ask this thing because it's a taxi, not it's a taxi basically, just like Ola and Uber. Practical question number 5. The question is from My Material Meda. You can download the material from the portal. So guys, we are done with transportation industry now. We are done with transportation industry. So now let's. Okay, Meda, 1 minute. You can take the screenshot of this question, example number 5. Now let's start with the next part, that is wherein we'll be discussing the concept of hotel industry. Again, the concept is same, no rocket science. Total cost divided by units. So in transportation industry, my units were what? Passenger kilometer, ton kilometer. So in hotel industry, it will be room days if it is a composite unit. So let's discuss this concept practically with the help of an example. It is example number 8 from my material. The similar question is there in the study material also. So you can refer either study material or example number 8 of my material. So let's start with costing of hotel, example number 8. So a hotel is being run in a hill station with 200 single rooms. The hotel offer concessional rate during 6 off-season months in a year. During this period, half of the room rent is charged. So there is a hotel with 200 rooms and there is 6 month season, 6 months off season. And during off season, they are charging half of the room rent. It is practically, this is a practical approach. The management profit margin is targeted at 20% of the room rent. So they are targeting a profit of 20% on sales. Room rent is basically my sales amount. So the management profit margin is targeted at 20% of the room rent. The following are the cost estimates and other details for the year ending 31st March 2021, wherein occupancy during the season it is 80%, while in off season it is 40%. So they have given the occupancy, that how many rooms are occupied. In season it is 80%, in off season it is 40%. Total investment in the hotel is 300 lakhs, out of which 80% relates to building and balance 20% relates to furnitures and other equipment. Now, room attendant are paid rupees 15 per room per day on the basis of occupancy of room. So in short, room attendant को 15 rupees per day दिया जाएगा depending upon the number of rooms occupied in a year. Expenses are given wherein staff salary is given excluding that of room attendant. Repairs to building is given. Laundry charges are given. Interior charges are given. Miscellaneous expenses are given. Annual depreciation is to be provided on building at the rate of 5% and 15% on furniture and other equipment on straight line method. Monthly lighting charges are 110. So the lighting charges are given per month, except in 4 months in winter when it is 30 per room and this cost is on the basis of full occupancy for a month. You are required to work out the room rent chargeable per day both during the season and off-season months using the foregoing information. Assume a month to be 30 days and winter season to be considered as off-season. So this is the question. Again, it's a very easy question, giving you 2 minutes time to read the question again. Do read the question with peace of mind. You will be able to solve it easily. So giving you a minute time or 2 minutes time to read the question again. So Harsh Mishra, the solution to this problem is that you have to practice. So practice is the key, Harsh. Just read the question thoroughly. Read each and every word of the question thoroughly. So let's start with preparation of statement of cost. Now see what we used to do in transportation industry. We used to divide the cost in three parts. That is fixed or standing, variable or running, and maintenance cost. But here in hotel industry and onwards, no need to distribute the cost. Straight away, you can prepare the statement of cost. That is the total cost divided by units. You will get the answer. So let's start with this question, example number 8. So let's record all the cost. So let's start with depreciation first. $240 lakhs into the rate of depreciation for building is 5%. And furniture and others, so depreciation is done. We will be considering the room attendant later on. Let's record all the other expenses. That is staff salary is 8 lakh. Repairs to building, it is 3 lakh. Laundry charges are 1,40,000. Interior charges are 2,50,000. Miscellaneous expenses are 200,200. We are done with all the costs now. So two more costs are left. That is room attendant and month lighting charges. So let's start with room attendant part. Now see, the wages of the room attendant are dependent upon the number of rooms occupied. The wages of room attendant are dependent upon the number of rooms occupied कि साल में कितने दिन room occupy रहा. So herein, see, in transportation industry, we used to calculate passenger kilometer, ton mile. So herein, in hotel industry, we'll be calculating the room days. That is the number of rooms that are occupied during the year. So when talking about the units in hotel industry, it is the room days. That is the number of room days. So let's calculate. So during the season and off season. So when talking about the total number of rooms, the total number of rooms are 200. When talking about the occupancy during the season, the occupancy is how much? 80%. It means what? Of these 200 rooms, 160 rooms are occupied in a day. In a day, 160 rooms are occupied. So total days in a month is how much? 30 days in a month into the season is for how many months? 6 months. And off season is also for 6 months. So into 6 months. I repeat again, 200 rooms, 80% occupancy, 30. So 160 rooms are occupied in a day into 30 days in a year, 30 days in a month, into 6 months is what? My season period. Similarly, in off season also, there are 200 rooms. The occupancy is how much? 40% is my occupancy into 30 days in a month into 6 months in a year. So this you have to calculate in every question of hotel industry. Anyone having any doubts in this calculation? You guys can post your query. Very good, Meenu. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now? Yes? Meenu, Harsh, Rabari, Pooja B, Pooja Byalal. Anyone having any doubts? Rutika, Rohan, Kuldeep, Ashlesha. So this part is the key and you have to calculate this room days in every question. That is the number of rooms that are occupied during the year. Meda, any doubts? So now we have got the room days. So we can easily calculate the wages that are paid to the room attendant. So it is given that room attendant are paid rupees 15 per day on the basis of room occupied. So the number of rooms occupied are 43,200 into rupees 15. So this will be 6,48,000. Now next is lighting charges. Okay, Harsh. So see, there are total 200 number of rooms. The occupancy during the season, it is 80%. So 160 rooms are occupied in a day into 30 days in a month. And the season is for 6 months and off season is for 6 months. See, I'm talking about season and off season. The winter season is important, but in the calculation of the lighting charges, Pooja B, Medha, you need to practice a lot. Now let's start with the lighting charges also. Now see guys, do pay attention. The monthly lighting charges are 110 except in 4 months in winter when it is rupees 30 per room. So for 8 months it will be 110 and for the remaining 4 months it is rupees 30. Now of this 8 months, 6 months is the season and 2 months is the off season. See, it is given in the question also that see season is 6 months, off season is 6 months. Now in off season also for 2 months it is 110 and for off season for remaining 4 months, that is during the winters, it is rupees 30. See the last line of the question, assume a month to be 30 days and winter season to be considered as a part of off season. So let's start with this part. So the number of rooms are 200, occupancy is 80%. Now see, no need to multiply it by 30 days because the charges are not given per day. It is given for what? For per month. And the per month charges are how much? 110 for how many months? 6 months. Now very important is the off season part. 200 rooms, occupancy is 40%. The charges for 2 months, see for 8 months, 6 plus 2, 8 months, the charges are 110. So 110 into 2 months. So 6 plus 2 is done. That is for 8 months, the charges are 110. And for the remaining 4 months, that is 200 into 40% into 30 rupees is for balance 4 months. So this is the calculation for season and off season. I hope Pooja B, now you are thorough with what I want to discuss. Anyone having any doubts in this part? So see, for 8 months, for 6 and 2, so for 8 months, it is 110. Of this 8 months, 6 months is the season, 2 months is the off season. Anyone having any doubts? Yes? Any one of you, if you guys want me to explain this part again, I can explain. I just want everyone to be thorough with the concepts. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Ashlesha, Rahul, okay, you have a query. Very good, Riddhi Ben, Miss Rabari. So Ashlesha, see, very simple. For 8 months, the charges are at the rate 110. Of this 8 months, 6 months is what? Is my season. And for 2 months, it's off season. For 4 months, the charges are at the rate 30, and it is basically my off season only. So 8 months, the charges are 110. So for 6 months, it is season. For 2 months, it is off season. And for the remaining 4 months, it is off season only. That is 4 months, that is during the winters. This is basically winter, and this is for summer. Very good, Namrata. I hope it is clear. I think one of the students raised the query. I don't remember. Very good, Harsh. I hope your query is resolved, those who posted this query. Okay, great. So what will be the total amount? So let's calculate. So this will be 1,32,800. Very good, Minu. So let's make it additional statement of cost and revenue. So what will be my total cost? So this will be 45,71,000. Very good, everyone. Very good, Rabari. Now herein there is some profit also, then only we will get the revenue. So can anyone tell me what will be my revenue? I think Rabari has already answered. What will be the total revenue? Very good, Jaya. Anyone else ready with the answer? What will be my total revenue? Recheck your revenue, Miss Rabari. Very good. Himanshu, your answer is correct. Rest all waiting for your answers. Medha, just try to solve it. Waiting for your answer, Medha. Very good, Shamli. Gunjan, it is incorrect. Yes, Mustafa, waiting for the final answer. Very good, Meenu. Rest all waiting for your answers. What will be the total revenue? Only few students posted the answers. Yes, Pranav, Aditya, Prajyot, Kuldeep. Very good, Harsh Mishra. Incorrect answer, Mustafa. Very good, Nitya. So let revenue be 100. My profit will be 20 and my cost will be 80. So what will be my total revenue? So this will be my profit. Now it is correct, Miss Rabari. I'll be discussing this part, Ashlesha. Very good, Pranav. Pooja, please recheck your answer. Again, those who are watching the session, I request you guys to actively participate in the session. So the more you will solve the question, the better you will be with the concepts. The purpose of putting the question in the class is just to test your knowledge that, okay, you guys are getting the solution or not. So those who are present over Zoom or via any other media, just try to post your answers. See, the point is try to solve the questions what I'm putting up in class. The more you will participate, the better you will be with the concepts. Okay, be it the answer is wrong or right, whatever it is, do post it. So once we'll post the answer, okay, you will understand that, okay, this is, if the answer is wrong also, you'll understand that this is what the mistake I did and now this is the correct answer. So don't be a silent viewer. Try to solve the questions whatever I'm putting up in class, guys. That you have to refresh your concept of grade 11 and 12, Mustafa. Still give me some time. If the time permits, I'll discuss this part. Anyways, guys, now let's discuss the room rent part. Now see, they are saying that during the season full room rent will be charged and during the off season half the room rent will be charged. So let's say the room rent during the season be X. If room rent during the season is X, then room rent during off season will be 0.5x. That is half of the room rent. If the room rent during the season is X, then during the off season it will be half of the season rent. So the room rent means the room rent per day is X into the number of rooms during the season is how much? 28,800. These are the number of rooms during the season and the rent is what? X. Similarly, the number of rooms during the off season is how much? 14,400. And the room rent is how much? Per room per day is 0.5x. So this is the total revenue I'm expecting, which should be equal to 57 lakh 13,750. Very good, Nino. So this is the way to solve the question. Anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can please post your queries. Very good, Pranav. Very good, Shamli. Very good, Jaya. Very good, Mustafa. So anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries, giving you 2 minutes time to post your queries. In the meanwhile, I request you guys to copy the solution, please. The concept of hotel industry is very simple, wherein you have to calculate the total cost, the revenue. When talking about the total cost, if you want to calculate the cost per room per day, then very simple, the total cost divided by room days. In transportation industry, my units were what? A passenger kilometer, ton kilometer. Herein, my units will be what? My room days. It will be 50%. See 0.5x. If it is x, then what will be 0.5x? That is 158.72 into 0.5. Just substituting the value, Himanshu. Very good, Linga. So I'm just putting a few questions in front of you. Let's see if the time permits. I'll discuss two more questions, else one question. So 1 second, guys. I just want an answer from your end. This is the correct way to solve the question, what I have discussed, Ms. Rabari. I want answers from every one of you. It's a very easy question. So I've got answers from many students. Very good. So let's calculate the room days. Then we will check whose answers were correct and incorrect. When talking about summer, see there are total 300 rooms and the occupancy is 80% into 30 days in a month into 4 months in a year. When talking about winters, it is again 300 into 60% into 30 days into 4 months. And autumn also the same way, 300 into 40% into 30 days into 4 months. That's it. So this will be 28,800. This will be 21,600. This will be 14,400. So total number of room days are 64,800. So very good, Mustafa. Rabari, very good. Linga, very good. Most of the students' answers were correct. Very good. Jaya, please recheck your answer. Shamli, very good. Pooja, please recheck your answer. Ashlesha, final answer is correct. Now, adding few more points in the question. So this is basically the calculation of room days. One second, guys. One second. So the rent for the winter will be double of autumn, and the room rent means basically the room rent. So room rent for the winter will be double of autumn, and room rent for the summer will be 2.5 times of winter. Assume a month to be of assume a season to be of 4 months. Total cost is 90 lakh. Profit on cost is 30%. Assume 30 days in a month. Calculate room rent for every season. You are requested to calculate the room rent for every season, that is summer, winter, and autumn. Take your time and try to solve the question. In the meanwhile, I'll check the answers of the previous question. So very good, Harsh. Kaur, your answer was correct. Rohan, very good, your answer was correct. Gunjan, your answer was correct. Khushi Garg, very good. Harsh Mishra, very good. Pooja B, very good. Nitya, very good. Kuldeep Nagar, very good. Diya Jain, very good. Prince, very good. So all the answers were correct. I think one or two students by mistake posted the incorrect answer. Ignore B, Aditi Gupta, ignore that it is season or off season. This is the question wherein room rent for the winter will be double of autumn and room rent for the summer will be 2.5 times of winter. Assume 30 days in a month. Calculate the room rent for every season, that is summer, winter, and autumn. The total cost is given, the profit on cost is given. So waiting for your answers. Mustafa, that part now, what you have posted, the answer is specifically for you only. That's why I have changed the question from total revenue to total cost. So, Mr. Mustafa, your answer is incorrect. So, the question was asked specifically for you only, my dear. So, answer is incorrect. Very good, Shamli. Let me check. I'm not getting what you have posted, Aditya. Very good, Meenu. Your answer is correct for revenue part. So Rabari has posted all the answer. I need to check Rabari. The answers are not matching with Shamli. Himanshu Kumar, please read the question carefully. Okay, revenue calculation is correct, Linga. So Abhijit, incorrect answer. Abhijit, the revenue is correct, but the rent is incorrect for autumn. Pooja, revenue is correct. Namrata, profit is correct. Pranav, recheck your calculation. You are near to the solution. So the okay, so Khushi, your answer is incorrect. Harsh Mishra, incorrect answer. Pooja B, it is incorrect. Gunjan Devi, revenue is correct. Okay, so I have got answer from Nitya. So Nitya has posted the correct answer. So I think Nitya is the first one to post the correct answer. Let me check if anyone posted before Nitya. So very good, Nitya. Your answers are correct. Diya, nowhere near to the answer. Prince Mandal, revenue is revenue calculation is also incorrect. Recheck the revenue calculation, Prince. Okay, so I've got answer from Jaya also. Very good, Jaya and Nitya. Your answers are correct. Very good, Jaya and Nitya. Now it is correct, Mr. Mustafa. Meenu Kumari, incorrect answer. Shamli Sharma, it is incorrect, Shamli. Himanshu Kumar, it is incorrect. Rabari, nowhere near to the answer. Recheck your calculation and refresh your concepts. It is incorrect. Abhijit Sahu, yeah, revenue calculation is correct. Rest everything is incorrect. Rohan, incorrect answer. Keep on trying, guys. Nothing new. This is all incorrect answer, Pooja. Samira, revenue is incorrect. Samira, please recheck your calculations. Okay, so Namrata, it is incorrect, my dear. One second, let me check, Namrata. It is incorrect, Namrata. Pranav, please recheck your revenue calculation. Gunjan, incorrect answer, Gunjan. So only two answers were correct. That is, one was Nitya and second one was Jaya. Incorrect answer, Mustafa. I want you guys to post the correct answer. Okay, so now the third one is Khushi. Very good, Khushi. Your answer is correct. So now few students are getting the answer. I think earlier Khushi posted incorrect answer. Now she has corrected. So very good, Khushi. Keep on trying. Those who are not getting the answer, एग्जाम में मैं नहीं आऊंगा आपको हेल्प करने के लिए. You have to help yourself. So the point is, try to solve it on your own. These types of questions examiner do ask frequently. So Jaya, Nitya, and Khushi, your answers. Okay, so I've got correct answer from Harsh Mishra now. Very good, Harsh. So Jaya, Nitya, Harsh, and Khushi. Very good, Harsh. I think Harsh posted the answer two times. Now, in the third time, I think third attempt, his answer is correct. So Pooja, again incorrect. But I appreciate your efforts. Very good, Pooja. Okay, so now I've got answer from one more student, that is Linga. So very good, Linga. Your answers are correct. Your answer is correct now. Very good. So slowly and gradually, I'm getting correct answers from many students now. So Rabari, revenue is correct. I think for few students, I have to teach the very basic part, that is profit on cost and profit on sales, because many students are finding it difficult to calculate the revenue. So this you must have learned in grade 11th and 12th. So now I've got answer from Abhijit Sahu also. Very good, Abhijit. Your answer is correct. Appreciate your efforts. Very good, everyone. Ashlesha, it is incorrect. The key part was the calculation of autumn, Abhijit, and you have done it. Very good, Abhijit. Keep on trying. You guys will get success. Pooja, it is incorrect again. Samira, the revenue calculation is incorrect. That's why I always say that do post your answers, whatever it is, so that at least I'll be able to understand that who all are not thorough with the concept. Samira, I'll be discussing this part, how to calculate the revenue. Now see, one more student posted the correct answer, that is Namrata. Very good, everyone. Mustafa, all your answers are correct. Very good. One second. Mustafa, the room rate calculation is incorrect. The revenue is correct, but the room rent calculation is incorrect. So gradually, slowly and gradually, many students are posting the correct answer. Very good, guys. But still, there are many who are who are not being able to solve the question. So now let's see Rohan Bachawat. Nowhere near to the answer, Rohan. Okay, Dia Jain. One second. So very Dia I think there is a minor mistake. You are just close to the answer. Very good, Dia. It's just the rounding of difference, nothing more than that. So once you calculate autumn, you will be able to calculate summers and winters. So very good, Namrata. Now it is correct. Very good, Samira. So revenue part calculation is correct now. Very good, Samira. Shamli, I'm waiting for your answer. Still, you have not posted the correct answer. Shamli, Meenu. Yes, Shamli, Meenu, waiting for your answers. Examiner is not going to give you that much of time. Revenue is incorrect, Harsh Kaur. Very good. Now I have got correct answer from Gunjan also. So very good, Gunjan. Aditya, incorrect answer. Meenu, revenue calculation is correct, but the room rent is incorrect. Please don't do this, Jaya. So now let me solve this question. Jaya, don't share the solution over the WhatsApp group. Let the other students try the solution. Himanshu, it is again incorrect revenue calculation. So see, what I have observed is that many students are facing facing a basic problem, that is how to calculate the revenue. So see, there are two things. I'm just discussing this for your reference. My cost is 90 lakh. There are many students who are not being able to calculate the revenue. I don't know who has done this part. Please don't share the solution over the WhatsApp group. Make sure that every student should try it on your own. So don't share the calculations over the WhatsApp group, please. Let everyone try to solve the question. So anyways, the cost is 90 lakh. Now see, two parts. There are two things: profit on cost, profit on sales. So if profit on cost is given, then assume cost as 100. So if cost is 100, profit will be how much? Assuming profit is 30%. If the profit is 30%, it means revenue will be how much? 130. So my total revenue will be how much? See, profit on cost is given, then cost will be 100, profit will be 30, revenue will be 130. So what will be my total revenue? 90 lakh is my cost. It is equals to how much? 100. So what will be my revenue? 130. So this is the first case. Now if profit on sales is given, then my sales will be what? My sales will be 100. If profit on sales is given, my sales will be 100. My profit is 30. So how much will be my cost? Sales is 100, profit is 30. So cost will be how much? 90. So we can easily calculate the revenue also herein also. 90 lakh divided by 90 into 100. Sorry, 70. 90 lakh divided by 70 into 100. So cost जिसके बराबर होता है उसको we have to place it in denominator. So herein my cost is 90 lakh. It is equals to what? 100. So I have placed it in denominator. Herein my cost is 90 lakh. It is equals to how much? 70. That is, we have placed in denominator. And what you want to calculate, put it in numerator. So herein I want to calculate the revenue. So my revenue will be numerator. Herein I want to calculate my revenue. It will be in the numerator. So this is the difference between profit on cost and profit on sales. I repeat again, the profit on cost is given, so cost will be 100. Profit on sales will be given, sales will be 100. In cost, if we add profit, we will get revenue. And in sales, if we deduct profit, we will get the cost. So this is the calculation. So if it is profit on cost, it will be 1 crore 17 lakh. And if it is profit on sales, then it will be 1 crore 28 57 142. So this is the difference between profit on cost and profit on sales. So Mustafa, Samira, do copy this part, that what is the difference between profit on cost and profit on sales. Harsh Kaur, you can also check the revenue calculation. Samira, I hope this part is clear. Samira and Mustafa and Harsh Kaur. Yes, Samira, Mustafa. No, no, Harsh, never do this, please. Let everyone try it on their own. Else, I can simply write the solution. See, the purpose of discussing these questions is what? That at least you can, I mean, you can just at least try that if it is a new question, how to approach the question, Harsh. So let everyone try. In fact, if I provide the ready-made solution, you will not enjoy the session. The purpose of writing the solution over the board, the purpose of putting a few questions in front of you is just to improve your concepts. That is the key. Okay, so now this part is clear to all. So my cost is 90 lakh. So my revenue will be how much? One crore 17 lakh. Now let's calculate the room rent. So see, room rent for the winter will be double of autumn. So let room rent of autumn be X. So if the room rent of autumn is X, then room rent of winter will be 2X. See, room rent for the winter will be double of autumn. So if the room rent for autumn is X, so for winter it will be 2X. And room rent for the summer is 2.5 times of winter. That is 2.5 times of winter. Therefore, room rent of summer will be how much? 2.5 times of winter. So 2 into 2.5, that is 5x. 2 into 2.5. So now let's calculate the equation. So for summer it is 28,800 are the number of room days into 5x, plus winter it is 21,600 into 2x, and autumn it is 14,400 into x. This should be equal to my total revenue, that is 1 crore 17 lakh. So x, that is autumn, will be So this is the way you guys have to solve the question. I hope this part is clear to all now. That's okay, Meenu. That's okay, Ashlesha. It happens. No worries, Himanshu. That's completely okay. No worries, Ashlesha. That's okay. So the point is, if you'll make a mistake and if I correct it, you will learn from your mistake. So the first and the foremost thing is for making a mistake, you have to solve the question. So the point is, the purpose of putting up these questions in front of you is that, okay, I mean, the point is like, at least you should try new questions. And if there are any mistakes, I'm here in the class to correct your mistakes. So that is the reason I'm putting a few questions in front of you. So I request every one of you, be it right, be it wrong, do post your answer. So see, Samira was facing a problem that what is the difference between profit on cost and profit on sales. So then only I was able to discuss this concept. Else, I assume that you guys know this concept. So the point is, those students who are facing any difficulty, post your queries. I am there to address each and every query of yours. I have enough of patience and time. I'm here to help you out. So these sessions are conducted by ICAI just for you guys. So those who are watching over YouTube also try to join via Zoom, be it interact with me. So the more you will interact, the better you will be with the concepts. The more you will solve the questions in the live session, the better you will be with the concepts. So if you make a mistake also, and if I correct it, you will understand that while revising that, okay, this was the mistake I did and this is what sir corrected it. And you will not forget that concept again. So the point is, try to participate in the session, post your answers, whatever the queries you have, speak up. Then only I'll understand that, okay, this is the query my students are facing. Anyways, guys, enough of discussion on this question. I think I wrote it by mistake. It was for the previous calculation, I think. See, you have posted, Rabari, you have posted some autumn 8,35,714. That's why I said you are nowhere near to the answer. Check your post, Rabari. No worries, Shamli. Very good, Linga. Very good, Dia. Yes, that's what it is, Meenu. If you'll make a mistake and I'll correct it, you will remember this forever. Very good, Mustafa. Anyways, guys, enough of discussion. I need a break of 15 minutes. So those who want to copy this part can copy and let's meet after 15 minutes. Admin, sir, put the break. Welcome back, my friends, after much needed break. So now we are done with hotel industry. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now? So in transportation industry, the key was to calculate what? The ton kilometer, passenger kilometer. Herein, the key is what? The calculation of, first of all, the room days and the equivalent room days for calculation of rent. Or Rabari, one more thing. You said that can I calculate it in total? See, we have to calculate the room rent. So room rent will always be per day. So this answer is incorrect because examiner will ask you the final answer. In fact, practically also, they do charge the room rent per room per day. So you can't post the aggregate amount. So the key is you have to calculate the room rent per day. So now let's proceed further with the next part. We are done with hotel industry. Now let's start with the next part, costing of hospitals. I request you guys to open my material, example number 9. The similar question is there in the study material also. The similar question is there in the study material also, so you can refer study material also. So let's start with example number 9, costing of hospitals. So ABC Hospital runs a critical care unit in a hired building. Critical care unit consists of 35 beds and 5 more beds can be added if required. So the capacity is of 35 beds and 5 more beds can be added if it is required. Rent per month, it is 75,000. Supervisor, there are total 2 persons who are working as a supervisor and their salary is 25,000 per month each. Nurses also, the details are given. Ward boys also, the details are given. Doctor is paid rupees 2,50,000 per month, paid on the basis of number of patients attended and the time spent by them. So basically 2,50,000 per month is being paid to doctor, and this amount is paid for the time devoted by him and the number of patients attended by him. So this is an on and average amount of 2,50,000. Other expenses are given: repairs, food to patients, other services to patients, laundry charges, medicines, other fixed expenses, administration expenses as allocated. It is estimated that for 150 days in a year, 35 beds were occupied. For 80 days in a year, only 25 beds are occupied. So I think, assuming this is as a new hospital, so total 230 days the hospital was working, that is 150 plus 80 days. Now further it is given the hospital hired 750 beds at a charge of rupees 100 per bed per day. So they have taken total 750 beds on hire. So the limit of the hospital is 35 beds. But yes, they can accommodate 5 extra bed. So when talking about these 5 extra bed, they have taken total 750 beds on rent at the rate rupees 100 per day to accommodate the flow of patients. However, this does not exceeds more than 5 extra beds, as given in the question also, that max to max. So they have fulfilled that criteria that the maximum number of beds are 5 only. So this does not exceeds more than 5 beds over and above the normal capacity of 35 beds on any day. You are required to calculate the profit per patient day. So in hospitals, the key is what? The units is what? The patient days. That how many days the patient, the beds were occupied. If the hospital recovers on an average 2,000 per day from each patient, so the revenue is given, that is 2,000 per day from every patient. Further, the question is also asking us to calculate the break-even point for the hospital. Now, when talking about this concept break-even point, I'll be discussing this concept in detail in the coming sessions, that is of marginal costing. So as of now, break-even point is the point where there is no profit, no loss. So let's start with this question. Now, herein, again, when talking about the format of hospitals, see, just like hotels, you have to simply prepare the statement of cost. So in hospitals also, no need to bifurcate. But see, in this question, they are asking us to calculate the break-even point. So since the question is asking us to calculate the break-even point, we'll be distributing the cost in two parts, that is variable and fixed. Again, if the question is asking nothing about break-even point or anything else, they are just asking us to calculate the cost per patient day, then we can simply calculate the total cost. So now we have to prepare the statement of profit. So sales is 2000 per patient into the number of patient days. So how many patient days? It is 2000 rupees per day from each patient. So let's calculate the patient days, or we can say the patient beds. So now herein in this question, it is given that for 150 days, 35 beds were occupied. For 80 days, only 25 were occupied. And apart from this, it is given that they have taken total 750 beds on hire at a charge of 100 per bed per day. So extra beds. So how many beds were occupied overall in a year? 8,000 beds. So 2,000 is the amount that they are charging for every bed for every day. 2,000 is the amount they are charging for every bed for every day. So 2,000 into 8,000. So 1 crore 60 lakh will be the total revenue. Now, herein the question is asking us to calculate the break-even point. That's why I'm distributing the cost in two parts, that is fixed and variable. From sales, we will subtract all the variable cost. So see, rent is fixed, supervisor, nurse, ward boy, everything is fixed. But very important, doctor amount. It is paid on the basis of number of patients attended and the time spent. So this amount is variable. 2,50,000 into 12. So this will be 30 lakh. Apart from this, food to patients, it is 8,80,000, that is variable. Other services to patient, 3 lakh. Laundry charges are also variable, that is 6 lakh. Medicines are also variable, that is 7,50,000. Rest all are fixed. Okay. Now higher charges for bed. 750 beds were taken on rent at the rate rupees 100. So this is 75,000. This is, I think, all what about the variable cost. So my total variable cost is 56 lakh 5,000. So if we subtract variable cost from sales amount, we'll get a figure, we call it as contribution. Again, I will be discussing this part in detail in marginal costing. So sales minus variable cost is what we call as contribution. Sales minus variable cost, we call this term as contribution. Now let's calculate the fixed cost also. So rent is fixed cost, that is 75,000 per month. Now next is supervisor. Total the amount paid to supervisor is 25,000 per month. Total there are 2 persons, and for 12 months in a year this will be 6 lakh. Nurses, ward boy, now repairs are also fixed, that is 81,000. Next is other fixed expenses. Next is administration expenses allocated 10 lakh. So this is all what about my fixed cost. Anyone having any doubts till now? You guys can post your queries. So 691.75 is the amount what they are getting from every patient for every bed in a day. Very good, Meenu. Anyone having any doubts? We are done with the first part. So anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. So when talking about the break-even point, the point where there is no profit, no loss. Now, what's the concept? I'll be discussing this part in detail in the coming chapter, that is marginal costing. But as of now, for your reference, I'm just writing the formula. I'll be discussing this part in detail, that how come this formula is derived. So no need to memorize the formula, but just as of now, for your reference, I'm writing the formula to calculate break-even point, that is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So here in fixed cost we have is 48,61,000. Contribution, we have the total contribution. So contribution per patient day, we can calculate patient bed. That is, my contribution is 1 crore 3,95,000 divided by my patient bed is 8,000. So contribution per patient bed will be how much? 1299.375 is the contribution what we are getting from every patient beds. So now let's apply the formula. That is, fixed cost is 48,61,000 divided by 1299.375. Three seven four one. 3741 patient. It means if our 3741 beds are occupied, we are at the point where there is no profit, no loss. So once that extra extra one patient comes, we will start earning profit. So till this point, neither there will be, if there are 3741 beds occupied, it means we are not in loss. Okay, we are not in profit, but we are not in loss. So once the number of beds occupied exceeds 3741, we will start earning profit. So this is the concept. Anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. It will be 3741 patient beds. So till the time 3741 beds are occupied, we are in no profit. Matlab, till the time once we reaches this point 3741, we are at break even. So 3741 is what? My break even point. If it is less than 3741, there will be loss. If it is more than, then there will be profit. So at this point, we are no profit, no loss. $55,34,000 is the profit, and the total number of patient beds are 8,000. So if we divide this by this amount, then we will get the profit per patient bed. Aditya. Those who want to copy the explanation can copy the explanation. Giving you 2 minutes time to post your query and copy the explanation. So anyone with any doubts or queries? Gunjan, as I told you, that the question is asking us to prepare the statement of profit. That's why I have prepared. The question is asking break-even point, that you have to calculate break-even point. That's why I have bifurcated the cost in two parts, that is variable and fixed. Else, straight away, if the question is asking us to calculate the cost per unit, simply we can calculate the total cost divided by units, that is my patient beds, we will get the answer. See, read the last line carefully, Meenu. See, the hospital hired 750 beds at a charge of rupees 100 per bed to accommodate the flow of patient. However, this does not exceed more than 5 extra beds over and above the normal capacity. So assuming that for 150 days in a year, total 35 beds were occupied, but above 35 beds also we hired some extra beds in certain cases. Again, there is an alternate solution to this question that is not mentioned in the study material. So there is difference of opinion, but since the solution is given in the study material, so I'm just using the approach that is used in the study material. But yes, in my opinion, there can be one more solution for this question. Anyone else? I hope you guys are thorough with transportation industry, hospitals and hotels. Anyone having any doubts or queries? Waiting for your queries, guys. So we are done with transportation industry, hospitals and hotels. I request you guys to solve all the questions relating to transportation, hotels and hospitals. You will find variety of question in the past practice manual. So do refer past practice manual, past examination, past RTP, wherein you will find variety of question. Few students mentioned that, sir, still it's a bit confusing. So the key is the practice. Few students mentioned that, sir, when you solve, I find everything easy. But when I try to solve it on my own, I find everything difficult. So the difference is about the practice. So try to solve as many as possible questions in writing. Trust me, once you will solve 15-20 questions, you will be very good with this chapter. So that is the key. So try to solve as many as possible questions in the writing. There is one more session on service costing wherein we'll be discussing few more questions on various industries. So till then, I request you guys to solve all the question. I'm repeating again, from hotel, transportation and hospitals. Variety of questions are available over the portals and past practice manual and past examination. So try to solve as many as possible questions and come prepared for the coming session wherein we'll be discussing variety of questions. So anyone having any doubts? Else I'll be winding up the class for today. Mustafa, I'll just call the concerned person today. Don't worry. So guys, thank you so much for your time and patience and for active participation in the session. Again, a suggestion from my side, those who are watching over YouTube or via any other medium, try to join it over Zoom. Whatever the queries you are facing, whatever the difficulties, what you're finding in the questions, just do post your queries. Trust me, I'll be addressing each and query of every student. So make sure most of the students should be present over Zoom. And again, whatever the questions I'm putting up, try to solve it. Don't be a silent listener. Try to solve the question, post your answers. अगर आप गलती नहीं करेंगे तो फिर year-old saying is that people learn from their mistakes. So if you are doing any mistake, definitely you will be better with the concepts if I correct that mistake. So that is the key. So thank you so much, guys. God bless you. See you day after tomorrow on Saturday. Take care till then. Thank you. I have mentioned the homework. Already, Linga. Try to solve all the questions of study material, past practice manual relating to hotel, hospitals, and transportation. No worries. That's okay, Kuldeep. So thank you so much, guys. Admin, sir. Yes. Everything was smooth.